The new Bungie weekly update has just been released, unveiling a bunch of new official Destiny 2 information. Today we have a wide variety of topics, including some of the new potential features in future DLCs and the official announcement of the next Iron Banner. And so, let's get started. What is up, guys? Rick Kakas here, and today, yes, we have quite a few things to talk about. Now, the first thing I want to talk about relates to what happened yesterday, which was a Bungie Bounty livestream. It's an event where a bunch of Bungie employees goes into PvP, and if you match against them and win, you will get an exclusive emblem. So that happened, but Bungie also brought Josh Hamrick, who is a lead designer for PvP, into the studio, and they talked a lot about, well, frankly, a lot of stuff, answering questions from community members in the stream. So today, in the weekly update, Bungie transcribed the main questions they felt were important, and therefore we're going to talk about some of those questions. Yesterday I did do a video showcasing some of the main questions they did answer. We're going to skip over a lot of those that kind of correlate, but there's some other questions, very interesting ones, that we didn't talk about. However, the main one I do want to clarify, and I do think it's very important to talk about, and the fact that Bungie did transcribe these questions, changing a little bit the answers and the questions to make it more clear. This is some big news. Yesterday, we talked about the fact that Bungie acknowledged the possibility of adding new subclasses for the first time ever since Destiny 2 really came out. Now, some people expected like an official reveal trailer, I don't know why, but today, again, with these clarifying questions transcribed by Bungie, we got a more clear understanding of their official position. So the question was, are there any set plans to introduce new elements, classes, subclasses, or weapon types into the game in the near future? Now, right there, I think it's very important to remember that Bungie picked this question out of hundreds of replies to Deja's tweet asking for questions. That tweet has over 300 replies. They got a lot of questions. I think people overlook this a lot in their analysis, but the fact that Bungie specifically selected this question means that they clearly have some insight into the future content relating to this question. Remember, if they were doing none of these things and their answer was, no, they would have never picked the question. Now, their official transcribed answer from Josh Hamrick was yes to some of these. From my desk right now, I can look around and see new hotness on several people's screens. We'll be showing off a lot of this stuff in the months to come. So let's kind of analyze that answer there. The first part, yes to some of these. So Josh Hamrick is literally saying yes. That means out of those 4 options, at least one of those is coming. Any of those would frankly be insane. The introduction of a new element is pretty much guaranteed to also add new subclasses along with it. And I would say the most boring thing is new weapon types. But, I mean, getting machine guns back into the game, having plasma cannons, like electricity shooting something, any of those options would also be fantastic. And if the next DLC did come with new weapon types, that would be a huge feature. And again, that's the most boring possibility. Let's not forget new classes was also asked here, and we've had Titan, Warlock, and Hunter for forever. A 4th class with 3 new subclasses? Holy crap, that would also be insane. Now, Josh Hamrick doesn't just say yes, one of these 4 things is added. He says yes to some of these, which again means multiple of these things are being added in the future. I mean, I'm not, completely making things up here. I'm not speculating beyond belief. I am literally reading the English definitions of what is being said here. Yes to some of these, multiple of these 4 things are being added, and this is getting me really excited. Now, he does say in the months to come. That makes it seem like some of these things are coming with DLC 2, which is a couple of months away. And I mean, for that to be the case, new subclasses or a new weapon type would be, a very, very big selling point in DLC 2. However, some of the massive things like new classes, I think those would likely wait until a Taken Queen style of expansion, like a big expansion later in the fall. So keep that in mind. But seriously, the most exciting takeaway from this question and answer is all of these things that I think a lot of people thought weren't on the table are now suddenly on the table. New subclasses, new elements, new classes, new weapon types, those all just became very possible. Whereas before this question, it was kind of up in the ether. No one really knew. There was no official word on any of this stuff. Moving on from there, let's talk about some of the other questions and answers. One of the questions was, will Vigilance Wing be allowed to reign supreme in the Crucible, or will we see a fine-tuning in the near future? Josh Hamrick responded that they're not going to nerf the Vigilance Wing. I'm sure some people are not happy to hear that, but with the next big expansion, DLC 2, they are going to introduce the Exotic Pass, which is going to buff a ton of exotics. So even though the Vigilance Wing got a huge buff because of the Pulse Rifle increase, there's going to be a bunch more exotics that are suddenly going to become a lot more competitive and therefore vying for the Vigilance Wing's spot. So it really won't seem too overpowered when we get that Exotic Pass. Moving on from there, a question asked, when will we get the stream for Expansion 2 and Season 3? Liking the Go Fast updates so far, excited to see what's next. Community Manager Deej responded, we will be back on stream later this month to talk about the next content updates for Destiny 2. We'll show you where you're going next, who you'll meet when you get there, how you'll share new activities with your friends, and what you'll be able to chase in the Crucible to prove your prowess. So, confirm that we're going to get another Bungie live stream later this month that's going to unveil a bunch of the DLC stuff. Bungie started to do this with Curse of Osiris, and then it really didn't go so well because frankly the community wasn't thrilled at the time. They weren't adding as much stuff as they should have, frankly, and they abandoned those streams in favor of developer updates, but it looks like the streams revealing content will return this month. Now the last question I want to touch on that we didn't talk about yesterday is, I'd like to know which elements of the recent and future updates the team have enjoyed working on the most, or which ones are they personally the most excited for. Crucible designer Kevin Yanes responded, with seasonal Crucible ranks, which is coming with DLC 2, we're looking to serve many goals. Most important to players like me, something to chase or something to set goals for every season. There is a reason to play and there is a reason to perform in the Crucible. You'll earn unique rewards for things like commitment or performance. I'll be back on the future stream to talk more about the ranking system, valor, and glory. I thought that was interesting because ranked PvP has been talked about since before Destiny 2 ever came out. People asking, hey, is this going to ship with ranked PvP? No, it's coming later, it's coming later. So one of the biggest things with a ranked PvP offering is something to go for. I think with the state of Destiny 2 right now not being so great, you can't just get away with having a Crucible rank that doesn't do anything other than be a Crucible rank and then just trying to get the highest you possibly can. I mean, that's pretty similar to elo farming, which the hardest of the hardcore players are already doing, but most players don't care about. You have to have practical rewards to showcase your prowess. That's what they're talking about. That's going to be a big issue. If it's actually rewards like exclusive weapons, suddenly everyone's interested. Even people who don't play a ton of PvP, if there's IS Luna type rewards for offer, they're going to be interested. So that's a big thing. Alright, now moving on from there, we have the official announcement of the next Iron Banner. It is coming Tuesday, April 10th, starting at reset, and it is ending the following Tuesday, April 17th. The game mode is Control. Remember, this is the first 6v6 Iron Banner. All Iron Banners going forward are going to be 6v6. So I'm definitely hopping in. That's going to be really exciting. And as for the weapons being featured, there's quite a bit. In fact, Bungie released this GIF showcasing all of them. So we have the fast-firing scout rifle. We have the, you always gotta have one trash reward. It's the single shot grenade launcher. The things worth going for definitely are the auto rifle. The auto rifle, was in the last Iron Banner, or I think a couple previous Iron Banners. It's absolutely fantastic. The anvil, it competes with definitely the origin story. It has one of the best ranges for any auto rifle in the game, so the nerf that just hit precision auto rifles won't have affected this one as much. And also the shotgun. That shotgun has the best range for any Suros precision shotgun. And precision shotguns got a buff with the Go Faster update. They get more ammo than other shotguns, and they now have more aim assist. If you want to try out one of the precision shotguns, the Iron Banner one is absolutely your best option. And next up, the last thing we're going to talk about is there's a Bungie Community Summit. In a few weeks from now, a bunch of community members are invited to Bungie Studio, and they're just going to give feedback on features and updates and so on. Bungie actually stressed this is not a DLC reveal event. These community members are not going to go and play the new DLC, which usually happens with these kind of come to the studio and try stuff out. They are literally testing updates and looking for feedback. Now, ya boy here, I was not invited. Unfortunate, I would have loved the opportunity to go and help, but Bungie said they have extremely limited space for who can go, so a lot of people did get left out. And looking at who's going, it's a lot of PvP members. Potentially they're looking for that type of feedback. I'm definitely more of a PvE focused guy. But looking at some of the community members, we have people like MTash, Dr. Lupo, and just really guys that know their stuff, right? Even though I'm not going, there's people who are going that have been equally critical, in fact more so critical, of Bungie and Destiny 2, so I think this is definitely a good move, right? I think Bungie definitely needs some outside opinions there saying, hey, guess what? People want weapons for Nightfall rewards, not dumb sparrows. Stop doing that, right? They need people in the studio saying that. So I'm very glad this is happening at all. Frankly, this should have happened forever ago, but the fact that it's happening, and hopefully it can happen more than once. Like, hopefully Bungie doesn't stop doing this, before every update. Invite a different selection of community members out and just test it out. See what they think, see if it aligns with your goals, and do it early enough that you can actually change things before you put it out. And so guys, that is it for the video. I hope you enjoyed and found this informative. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. Now, if you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. And if you guys want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus. That's linked in the description down below, as is my Twitch channel, which you can also follow. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.